Hello, everyone. This is Peggy Neely Harris, and I am inviting you to come right on in here and take a look at what we do on Peggy's Creative Art Space podcast. Let's take a look. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another Peggy's Creative Art Space podcast. You know what we do. We bring people from all over the community and national now to come to you to give you all kinds of creative conversations. And don't forget, we always offer our workshops, seminars, our history tidbits, and so much, much more. Today, we are bringing you the incredible, the fantastic St. Louis born Black Repertory Company, and they are coming to you in their 45th year with August Wilson's Jitney. Don't forget to call the Black Rep and get your tickets today. It's going to be a doozy. And now, let's welcome our guests. Thank you, everyone, for joining Peggy's Creative Art Space podcast. And today we are talking to the Black Repertory Theater of St. Louis, Missouri. And I have a special guest on, Miss Michaela, and she's going to tell you all about what she did, what she does there, what she does at the Black Rep, and how her life got started in the arts. And we're just going to chit chat about what we do here at the podcast, which is all things art. So let's take it away, Miss Kayla.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun already. So I actually just started at the Black Rep about 3 months ago. It'll be 3 months tomorrow.
Wow.
And I am the marketing and admin fellow / associate. So I jumped right in and handled all things social media and ads and radio spots and podcasts and fun things like this. So I get to handle all of the bookings so that the actors and the crew and the tech and the designers can do all the fun stuff that you guys get to see on stage. So I got started in the arts very, very early on. I was a theater lover. It's a classic piano. So I'm a huge, huge arts fan. It's been an honor to be actually working in it now. So it's been great so far, and I've loved it.
That is so sweet. So your full name, let us know who Michaela. What's your full name, Michaela?
Michaela Griffin.
Michaela Griffin. Okay, Michaela Griffin. All right. And your title one more time.
I'm the marketing and admin fellow.
Awesome. So tell us, Michaela, in just a few words, basically, a little bit more about your start of the day. You walk in, well, what's going on, girl? Since you're a newbie, so how do you feel just walking in and just getting things going for the day?
All right. So a typical day, every day is different here. So I'll walk you through today. Right now I'm doing this interview with you, and the executive assistant, Brian, has the star of Jitney, Kevin Brown. They are actually doing a radio interview in Webster as we're doing this one. In about an hour, all of the fellows who are involved with one of the touring shows at the touring company, they are headed out to a production today. So they have a show at 1:30. Then the rest of my day will be handling social media, and I'm running our STL Black Rep account, and one of the fellows, Tasia, is running the STL Theater account. She's doing an Instagram takeover. We'll be handling everything for our opening night party that's happening tonight after the show, and getting that all squared away, and then actually doing opening night. So the show starts tonight at 8:00 p.m. and we party a little bit afterwards, and we have a great rest of our weekend. So that's kind of a typical day as everyone's running around doing everything. I get to sit a lot in the office and answer the phones, answer emails, run tickets and comp tickets, sell things. And then my marketing side of it is a lot of ad creation, ad booking and buying. So buying a spot in a magazine or a newspaper, scheduling interviews, writing press releases, you name it. If it's not acting, I do it.
Oh, one busy cookie.
Oh, a little bit.
So tonight's show is Jitney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's Jitney.
And then we're going to get into your founding director, Mr. Ron Hines.
Awesome. All right. So a little bit about Jitney. It is part of August Wilson's Pittsburgh cycle. So there are 10 plays in it total. This is what he considers his first real play, and it actually takes place 8th in the cycle. And
Wow.
so it takes place about 1970s, and it follows a jitney cab station that is kind of getting pushed aside and torn asunder under economic development. They're getting ready to close it down and shut it down. And men are in the station are trying to rebuild it and like make it survive the shutdown. So they are fighting for the survival of this station. Meanwhile, they all have got their lives going on. They're buying houses, growing up, reuniting families, like everything else is happening in their daily lives, but it all centers around this one station. So you get to kind of get a glimpse in the life of 1970s. It's very cool. The cast is absolutely phenomenal. A lot of them have done an August Wilson play before. Some have done Jitney specifically before. And it's been a great experience. They walked in on day one and were just ready to go. And I'm like, oh, sit back and watch, because this one is really good.
Okay, so it's a combination. So what is the time frame for the show tonight?
In terms of
That's till tonight at what time?
it starts tonight at 8:00 p.m.
8 o'clock. Okay, okay. And it runs like a couple of hours, something like that, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 hours long.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That sounds very exciting. Awesome. So I want to focus just a little bit on your founding director,
Absolutely.
writer extraordinaire, Ron Himes.
Yes.
So what do you believe and what do you think that Ron Himes has brought to the Black community by way
Oh
of
my
just
goodness.
opening up this wonderful outlet for the African American community?
Yes.
So what do you think his most I guess fundamental essence is for just being who he is and opening this big broad avenue up for African Americans so long ago? I know you just started 3 months ago.
I did, but the Black Ref has been around for 45 years. So this definitely started, as you said, an outlet for Black artists and Black creativity. And it has continued as such, and it has become a staple of St. Louis culture. And I think what he specifically brings to that as being founder and producing director, he has been here for all 45 of those years. So he brings a certain just a continuity to it. What is the word I'm looking for? It's like a sure thing. He's going to be here. He's going to direct a show, and it's going to be good too. So he's pulled a lot of weight. He brings 45 plus years worth of experience and expertise and a drive to build something and to carry it and to continuously grow it for 45 straight years is a lot.
Yeah.
And he does that. He shows up every day and he puts in the work to make sure that the Black Rep is here for another season and is here for 5 more and 10 more seasons. And even though we're in season 45, we're planning season 46. That's planned already. Season 47 is next. It's designed to never stop.
Yeah.
And I think you can definitely see that, because as he's building what we see today, he's also establishing a great legacy with programs like our education programs and our summer performing arts and things like that are designed not for our older adult audiences, but for the young kids who want to be in theater and either in the audience or on the stage. And so he gives them an outlet starting at age 7 to come and join this huge arts community and give them our full support in whatever way we can, through classes, through just hands-on experience, to just invite these children in, because they're the next generation of the actors who are going to be on the stage. So it's been very cool to watch so far.
Awesome. Yeah, we all know and love Ron Himes. We love what he's done, and we go way, 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 way back. Probably you weren't even born. The school party program. It was just wonderful to have someone like Ron Himes, whose vision pulled together the African American community through creative arts.
Yes.
If it had not been for the Black Repertory Theater some 45 years ago, a lot of African Americans would not be doing what we're doing now in the arts, because he made it a staple. And it was just wonderful.
For sure.
Awesome. For sure. And you already answered my other question about, schools and children and so forth. So you're saying, as far as children are concerned, he goes out into the community for sure, and he brings the community into the Black Rep and just get them started into the arts, because
absolutely
we have so many wonderful, wonderful kids out there who are just phenomenal, And the Black Rep is a place that they can come, and get
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
valuable experience. A
Yeah.
long time ago when the Black Rep first started, I think a lot of people got the impression that it was only for African Americans. But we are the African Americans. We already know our story. We tell it.
Yes.
So getting it
Yes.
out there to other cultures is so important. What do you think about that?
Yes. It's definitely a place to see and appreciate, but not for us to hold it to ourselves. It's for us to share it with everyone else and for them to appreciate it alongside us. We have a very mixed audience in terms of just demographically and age wise. And that is, I think, one of my favorite parts is just seeing the wide array of people who come to see and support the Black Rep Productions, and to know that, like, okay, it's our stories being told on stage, but it's other people getting to hear and listen and receive them.
Yes, and I love the fact that there are so many other cultures involved with the Black Rep.
Oh, yeah.
As well, on stage and off stage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful. I love it. So how are you liking your job so far?
It has been fun. Very, very busy. Yes. I have loved it. It has been crazy working with so many talented people in one office. And they get to handle all of the artistic side of it. I don't step on stage. That is their domain. They are wonderful at it, and I will leave it to them. But when it comes to office work and handling anything I can to make their lives a little bit easier, I will do it. And to make sure that people are able to come out and see the show. I just want to tell everyone who doesn't already know that we exist and who's not already a supporter, that, like, hey, we're here and we have shows available for people to watch and stories available for people to hear and listen to.
Awesome. And the Black Rep made a big move. So for the audience that don't know where you are now, give us the address and just tell them, where to come and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So our administrative offices and our box office where you can purchase tickets, we're at 6662 Olive Boulevard. That's in University City, right around the corner from Wash U. And Jitney is currently playing on campus at Wash U. So we are in the Edison Theater. That's 6465 Forsyth Boulevard. And so that's right around the corner from our offices. Our admin offices are open usually from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the week. And then we're always available by phone. And if you need any additional information, definitely give us a call. It's 314-534-3807, or check out our website at theblackrep.org.
Good. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about a little bit about the selection. You said you're already into the next year, right? So what has Ron Heim done as far as selecting the plays? Is it only him, or is he sitting with a group of people and they decide on which place should go this month, next month, 3 months from now, or whatever? How is the selection done?
I wish I had more details to share with you. There are things that I know that I'm not allowed to share yet that are surprises coming out very soon. So stay tuned for those because we are almost ready to announce. But in terms of the actual selection, I think that's mostly him. But as he was explaining it, we sat down in a meeting a couple of weeks ago, just kind of talk about it. And he was sharing what the upcoming shows are. And he was explaining that he has to think about it two ways: as the founder and the director, and then also that's like the artistic side, and then also as the producing director, and that's more of the business side. So he has to wear both of those hats as he's picking shows. And so he takes into account several different factors. The audience here, he was talking about how he also keeps in mind what's playing on Broadway, what artists are big now in terms of playwrights and actors, and what shows are more popular. And then he compares that to what he thinks would play here, and also plays off of the other theater companies. Are we all doing similar shows? Are we all doing different shows? What kind of avenues are we in for the season? In past years, I know seasons have also had themes. So there's been like a blues season, and they all are centered around, all the plays of that season are centered around a specific theme. So it's different every time. And I think having someone who is fully in charge of this process from start to finish leaves so much room for creativity that it's just been crazy cool to watch.
Yeah, so it's a really big thought process into
Hmm.
what
Hmm.
if we come to the Black rep. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about COVID and how did it affect, the Black Repertory Theater, like everybody else's theater around the world. It
Hmm.
put a halt to so much creativity, but
Yeah.
it causes us to do something like we're doing today, zooming and stuff.
Yes.
So how did it
Yes.
affect you guys?
So definitely there was a big switch to digital options.
Yeah.
There were recording and streaming options available for the various shows. I think one of the interesting ones was the touring company actually recorded their shows to send out to schools, which I loved. So they would be able to have recordings of their specific play from this year. And they would send those recordings to schools. Schools would be able to pay for them, but they also get to, in this case right now, keep those recordings. So it wasn't just a one-time thing. It was kind of a building up. So like, all right, so we recorded it during COVID, but like they're still watching it 2 years later and they're still getting those same messages. And it's different. It gives a little bit more room for flexibility because that's not a show that you have to send students or send our fellows to go see or sit students all down at one time. It kind of is a little bit more asynchronous and allows for a lot more flexibility, and just a wider range of people are able to access it. I think what really changed was the accessibility of art. I don't think the art itself so much changed, so
Yeah.
much as how we are able to interact with it. So I think that was big. I think the recovery from COVID has been great, and we've definitely seen growth this season, being the first season back in person fully. So just adhering to the COVID protocols has been an interesting change for the season. It has kind of changed things that we do around here in small ways that have big impacts, such as like we all have to wear masks. I'm sitting in a room by myself, so I don't have one on, but we have rhythm throughout the office. So I remember I came in February, and I think it was a couple of days before I saw anybody's full face because everyone had a mask on. And so there were some people that I didn't know who they were. I'm going to be entirely honest, because of the mask covering the bottom half of the face.
Sure. How about opportunities? You are a fellow. Are there other opportunities that the Black Rep can offer the community, and what would a person have to do if they want to work at the Black Repertory Theater?
All right. So there are a couple of opportunities. Our staff listings are usually listed on our website for those specifically. We also offer a professional fellowship. So that is a little bit of what I'm doing. And there are, I believe, 8 other fellows this year. And it's from administrative to technical to acting. Mine was marketing. They're kind of spread across the arts industry. And that is it's about 9 to 10-ish months of really, I mean, just an intense work. They are putting on shows, they are directing productions, they are creating these shows really from scratch, doing the props, doing the costumes, acting in them, like running it all. So that's very cool on that end. Also, all of the professional fellows are involved in the main stage productions. So we have them work as board ops. One of them is a stage manager for Jitney. One of them is the assistant director, the second assistant director, and one is properties designer. And we have the rest of us are working backstage and helping with costume changes and prop setup and everything with the actors. I'm working front of house, so I handle box office during the day and selling tickets at will call at night. So we do a little bit of everything. It's definitely a great hands-on experience for sure. Like, could not recommend more hands-on than actually getting in and doing the work. Those are for post-college age is probably the best definition, just because it is 10 months.
Sure.
And for high schoolers, and middle schoolers, we do summer performing arts, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. It'll get started, it kicks off. We're very excited. And that is, I want to say, I think it's 8 weeks this year, 6 or 8 weeks. And it is day classes for theater, for different tech, for design, for all of these different parts of the industry, learning different aspects of theater. And these kids will again get hands-on educational experience that'll all culminate by the end of the summer.
It is so wonderful, Michaela, for talking to you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Anything you want to shout out about what's going on at the Black Rep, you want my audience to know about anything special, just do it right now.
All right, Jimmy, come see it. That is the big one right now. We are running through May 29th. We run Wednesdays and Thursday nights at 7 p.m., Fridays and Saturday nights at 8 p.m., Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. All of the tickets are available online or by calling 314-534-3807 to reach our box office. And if you do call, you'll probably end up talking to me. So definitely give us a call and let us get you some tickets purchased. We'd have discounts for seniors, military, students, groups, educators, you name it. We will make sure you get tickets to see this fabulous show before it closes.
Well, that is a great punchline. So we can start right there. But Kayla, I'm so happy you were able to come on. Just give us a little
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Awesome. So thank you so very much. All right, you've just been listening to Miss Michaela Griffin at the Black Repertory Theater, catching us up on what's going on in that creative world that we all love here in St. Louis, Missouri. So thank you so much, Miss Michaela, for coming to Peggy's Creative Art Space Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. Today's creative tip that goes with a well-written play is obstacle. We started out talking about beginning, middle, and end, and then we talked about character strategies last week, and this week is obstacle, which is almost like character strategies. As a matter of fact, they can go hand in hand sometimes. But obstacle is simply this: the things or the conditions that a character goes through that keeps that character from getting what he or she wants. So, for instance, if you want to plant flowers and it's storming outside, then you know you're not going to plant flowers. That's a condition that stops the character from getting what they want. So today's creative tip is getting over obstacles. Did you know that Gordon Parks was born not too far from St. Louis, Missouri? That's right. Gordon Parks was born in Fort Scott, Kansas. He was born November 30th, 1912, and died March 7, 2006. Gordon Parks was a writer, photographer, musician, and famous film director. He was the first African-American black man to direct and produce major motion pictures pertaining to the experience of slaves and African Americans. He is credited with co-creating a new film genre called blaxploitation. And if you know anything about the movie Shaft, starring Richard Roundtree, you know Gordon Parks. He also co-wrote and directed The Learning Tree, which was a bittersweet, idyllic story about a year in the life of a 14-year-old Newt Winger, born into a black poor family in Kansas. He learns about love, fear, racial injustice, and immortality in this film. Gordon Parks also influenced filmmakers like Spike Lee, and is also credited with co-founding Essence magazine, the essence of Black America. We salute you, Gordon Parks.
He's a comforter in times of despair. He's a soul provider when no one else cares. He's a way maker when you're at your end. A forgiving God, as we were born in sin. When you're lost, can't find your way, follow his footsteps. He's leading the way. If you ever have a problem, give it to Jesus, because he will work it out. The Savior's gonna work it out. Oh, work it out. My Savior's gonna work it out. Oh, Lord, the Savior's gonna work it out. Yes, he'll work it out.
Wherever you go, he'll be right there with you. When your burdens grow so heavy, well, he's the one that lifts you. And it doesn't really matter what problems come your way. Reach out and call on Jesus. Believe in your heart that he will work it out.
The Savior's gonna work it out.
Oh, he'll work it out. The Savior's gonna work it out. Oh, yes, he
The
will.
Savior's gonna work it out. Yes, he'll work it out.
What a friend
problems come your way, reach out and call on Jesus. Believe in your heart that He will work it out. The Savior's gonna work it out.
He's my rock. He'll work it on out. He'll work it on out.
Work it on out. The Savior's gonna work it out. Yes, He'll work it out. Work it out. The Savior's gonna work it out.
He's my lily of the valley.
He's my lily of the valley. I can't do it without you. Yes, He'll work it out. Work it out. Father. The Savior's gonna work it out.
Praise Him from whom all blessings are morning star. My Savior's gonna. So we always close with a parting thought, and today is kind of like my creative tip. Always try as you might to overcome obstacles. In this line of work and in this field, there are plenty. Artists are always trying to get over curveballs that life throws them. But the more you work at what life throws at you, the stronger you become. So don't be afraid to get over, or try your best to get over obstacles. And that's my parting thought. Special thanks to Good Shepherd Art Center, New Awakening UMC Church, My J's Creatives, IH Productions. If you or someone you know would like to advertise or simply have your logo displayed on our podcast, give us a call at 314-521-6388.
Because of you, I'm far from oppression. Because of you, fear doesn't come near me. Because of you, I'm more than a conqueror. Because of you, I have a peace. Peace that passes all understanding. Because of you, I can do all things. Because of